Hi, this is José Castorena again, and this time let me just tell you about this affirmation, I am enough. And there is something I really want to say about this affirmation because I totally believe that you deserve even more than this phrase is giving you when you say it, okay? I am enough is never enough. And let me just tell you immediately why and what to do and what to say instead so that you can build up your growth, your personal growth, your value, or the sensation that you are worthy of more in your life. This is the main aim of this video, okay? But I will tell you the goals, okay? This is to understand how the affirmation, I am enough, is nothing but just a first step to your personal value as a person. Okay? This is the main goal. Now, important, very important information. What happens in the brain when you say, I am enough? And this is backed by neuroscience. I have been doing my research. Me, myself, I am an example of how to build up growth and more worthiness in myself along the time and saying different things than I am enough. Okay. What happens is, well, your brain immediately checks for evidence. When you say, I am enough, your brain is always checking for what's showing you for real, yeah, the worthiness of that phrase within yourself. All right. The brain, especially the subconscious, is not just listening, it's comparing. All right. Normally, when we say this, when someone says, I am enough, the brain runs a belief validation scan. It's like saying, do I have memories, emotional references, or experiences that confirm that I am enough? Do I have these memories already? Do I have these sensations, emotional references, or feelings, experiences right now, recent experiences or past experiences that confirm this? If the answer is no, the brain may do the following, okay? Reject the affirmation as false immediately. This is why I am telling you, even in my work, Metalanguage, the power of your words. And in my ebook, The Affirmation Myth, I am really insisting on creating a belief system first, and then work on the affirmations that are very beautifully, made, redacted, so that you can believe in them. All right. So the brain rejects as false if you don't have emotional references. Okay. As well, it may trigger inner conflict or something called cognitive dissonance. This is, what am I saying? Okay, the triggering inner conflict is, what am I saying? You create as well sensations and negative beliefs, negative feelings like anger and rage, like it happened to myself years ago when I just didn't believe what I was saying because I didn't see any evidence in myself about this. Okay, it may as well activate the default negative narrative, like as an example, no, you're not. No, you're not enough. Remember what your dad said to you when you were a child? Remember how your dad treated you and told you that you were not worthy of anything, that you were stupid, that you were a fool? Remember when you failed that job interview? Your brain starts activating this negative narrative. So, this is called the backfire effect. You're saying a positive affirmation, but you're saying this positive affirmation before negative evidence, even within your body, within your feelings. When you feel something already in your body, it means your mind believes it. Okay? So this is called backfire effect in neuroscience. Now, this means that the more someone tries to believe something far from their current belief system, the more the brain doubles down on the old belief. Okay? It means it will take you even more deeper and deeper into the false belief system that you have. So this is what happens. The second aspect about this, the reticular activating system, okay, called the RAS, filters your reality, okay? The RAS is the brain's filter for information. It looks for evidence that supports your beliefs and ignores what doesn't support your beliefs. Remember, girls, for example, when you became pregnant, okay, when you got pregnant, you started noticing out there when you went out on the street, you were driving in your car, you started noticing more and more pregnant women, right? Or you as well, if you're interested as a guy in a new car with certain characteristics, red, the year, the type, and then you got interested in that, you saw it in a picture, and then you went out and you started noticing all of a sudden how, oh my God, there are many, many cars in like the one I want. This is the RAS system, the reticular activating system, which makes you start noticing, okay, what's important for you, what supports your belief, what supports your desires, and starts filtering and ignoring what doesn't support that. All right, this is what happens with I am enough without believing in it. It will start showing you evidence why you are not enough. So it's just blocking your affirmation. Now, if someone deeply believes they are not enough, all right, saying I am enough without reconditioning the underlying belief causes the RAS to do the next things, okay? Ignore moments of success or validation. You have had already success in something. You've already experienced some success in your life. Well, if you don't believe it, then it won't go there. Your brain just won't go there. It will ignore the moments and it will exaggerate the failures. Okay? This is what's happening when you really are saying, I am enough without feeling it inside. It will hyper focus on failures, what I was saying, or social rejection, and it will keep reinforcing the old negative narrative within yourself. Remember, more important than what you verbalize outside, we have the inner dialogue as more important than anything. Now, all this creates frustration and probably saying, why am I doing all this inner work? This is what I was saying to myself years ago. What am I doing this for if I don't see any change at all? Nothing is changing in my life. This is my inner work, like doing and repeating and repeating and repeating. Yes, this is what Jesus Christ said. Like, don't do that. Don't do long litanies, like the Gentiles. He used to say that, don't do that. Don't repeat. But he meant it this way. Do not repeat those words without the feeling that they are true. Okay, we're going there next. I'm going just a little bit ahead of time with the information. And finally, there is a third aspect to consider with the I am enough. Okay, affirmations can work only with emotional resonance. Okay, according to, this is a doctor I admire so much because of his work. All right, Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford University, he says that the brain responds powerfully to emotionally charged repetition. Okay, first of all, this is emotion once again. This is what our ancestors, Egyptians, Greeks, Indians, like amazing ancestral teachings, okay, were showing us from thousands and thousands of years before, okay? visual imagery, imagination is within our brain, and it's the power of the human being to start imagining. Imagine, yeah, only means bringing an image to your thought, to your desire. All right, that's all it is. Visual imagery helps, of course. Language that feels safe and believable within yourself. This is what neuroscience as well is telling us that is working or that works for you to start making this rich belief system, which I mentioned in my ebook, The Affirmation Myth, okay? Which I invite you totally, to download. You will see the information in the description of this video. By the way, okay, I'm on sales now, on selling mode. Get it, because it will make wonderful things, wonderful changes within your inner dialogue so you can start believing in what you say in your affirmations and, of course, activating law of attraction. All right. So that means affirmations like I'm enough can rewire the brain, but only if they feel true to you, or at least close to true. Okay? It is not entirely true. What I used to say to myself, like, okay, I haven't changed the way I do things and all that, but I am progressing. Okay? It's not entirely true, but I can be more sure, yeah, a little bit more certain that what I'm saying right now is more believable within myself. And things started changing, all right, step by step, but always, yeah, following this bridge belief system that I mentioned you before and that you will find in my ebook, The Affirmation Myth. And only if, as well, they are repeated during states of calm. The emotion, the emotional state, you're sending out these verbalizations, these affirmations, this voice of yours that is sending out all these messages to the whole universe and quantum field, all right? Rather than being in a negative state, do it in a very high emotional state. Calm, peace are the highest emotional states noticed in the world, okay, so far. So if you're calm, when you notice that you're calm, and in those instants, in those moments, send out the affirmations. But not I am enough. I will tell you what to say, all right, later on. What is better, all right, than the phrase I am enough? Now, another one is when your affirmations are paired with action that builds congruent evidence within your life. When you say, for example, okay, I am enough, you're going to start comparing, all right? You're going to say enough for what? Enough for whom? In relationships. Oh, you're not good enough for me. People say that. Or am I not good enough for you? Because you're always comparing. So, from that mindset, from that mental state, from that emotional state, you cannot create positive change, enhancement in your life. You cannot make it better. All right. So, you need to start building actions. And this is going to be a bridge belief system, which I will let you know later on. But a little bit of my story and why am I telling you this? All right, I was born. My name is José Castorena, and I was born in Acapulco in an amazing family with my mother and father and two sisters, and they were super hard workers. They taught me what hard work was and how to develop a very successful business. They were very successful at some point. They had drugstores or pharmacies, and they were very successful. But I was totally interested in something else, in knowing the world, in getting to know languages. You know what? English-speaking people meant when they were speaking. And I wanted to understand the world. I wanted to travel the world, and I managed to do that, And I my first travels were to Asia. I traveled to Nepal because I went through a very horrible phase in my life where I supposedly had everything, but I was very unhappy. So I just threw it all away, just got the savings, that I had, and I just traveled to Asia to understand what was going on within my mind and how to fix that, how to be happy, how to be extremely happy. I just wanted to be happy. Okay, so from there, I started traveling the world. I learned from ancient teachers in India, in Nepal, in Singapore, in Thailand, in Malaysia. I traveled Asia all over, in Indonesia, in Bali. I traveled everywhere. So I started as well sharing what I learned everywhere, and it all ended up in, right now, just giving conferences to youngsters, to people, to whatever forum they want me. I just go there and teach them about the power of their words, the power of your words, and how they can transform your inner dialogue, your aim, your projects, your goals. And from that point, yeah, it's an amazing departure point for you to achieve success, precisely, more precisely, plentifulness and happiness. This is my main aim. So it all ended up in this amazing work that I did with words, a study on etymology and the power of words from their original meaning, all right, which is called Metalanguage, which has, of course, as well given birth to this ebook, yeah, which I'm already offering, which is called The Affirmation Myth, where I talk about why most affirmations don't work to manifest and what you can do about it. And that work is very soon going to be, well, I'm translating it into the English version, yeah, so that you will have it very soon. This is called Meta Language, the power of your words. And there is another ebook that I'm very soon publishing, which is the power of words in business. Okay, so to continue on the topic, all right, this is just a little bit about myself. What to say instead, yeah, I am enough. And this is neuroscience backed alternatives, something that I have been as well, like fighting, against the idea that I am enough. This expression in English is never enough. Okay. Why I'm saying and stating, all right, that I am enough is never enough. And the meaning of enough is sufficient, but we need to know sufficient for what. But in order to really aim at personal growth, I am suggesting you some alternatives instead of I am enough. Okay? Instead of jumping straight to I am enough, consider bridge affirmations. Okay? Something I call bridge believing system, or bridge believe affirmations. Okay? Like this one. I am learning to believe I am worthy of more in my life. Okay? I am enough is not enough for me. All right? I am more than enough is better than I am enough. It's just one single word that makes the whole change, and the game changes in your life. Or I am learning to believe I am worthy of more happiness, more love, more plentifulness, more money, yeah, in my life, more health in my life. You can complement it with anything you want, but write this down. Yeah, write it down, handwrite it, all right, in a notebook or in a diary. Just write it down and then complement it with something you're aiming for. All right. Second choice. All right. I am learning to believe I am worthy of more in my life. Oh my God, I am repeating this one. Sorry. I may not feel enough yet. This is the second one. I may not feel enough yet, but I am showing up with love and courage today. You can complement it with, with love and courage to myself today, to my beloved ones today. May not feel enough yet. I may not be there. This is realistic, okay? But right now, today, I am showing up with love, with courage today, all right? Next, every day, this is the third phrase, the third affirmation that I recommend you to say that will work even better, way better than I am enough. Every day, I am becoming someone I respect and trust. What, what can you do today that will make you feel you respect yourself, for example? All right. If it is setting order in your office, in your bedroom, in your closet, in your kitchen, start by that. Start by, if you promise to wake up, and the first thing you are going to do is to think positively, smile, and be thankful, show gratitude in your life for something, just for opening your eyes, for having a body that moves, all right? Then do so and accomplish, fulfill your promises. This is something that is building up respect for yourself. It doesn't need to be a big thing. This is amazing, all right? The simplest things that you can do right now are the most amazing and more powerful change triggers in your life. So you can promise, I will wake up tomorrow and do 15-minute exercise routine. Do it. You're gaining respect for yourself. Next day, the same thing. If 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. didn't work, do it at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., but fulfill your promise. This is something I really, I really want to insist to you on, because we need to make a belief system within ourselves. So then later on, you can show up and then say the big affirmations, send out the big message to God, to the universe, of what you desire to be manifested in your life. But you need departure points. Great, firm, solid departure points. Okay? And these are the ones that are going to make that happen. So, is I am enough backed by neuroscience? Of course. Yes. Yes. But with certain conditions. This is just the end of my presentation here, you guys. For an affirmation like I am enough or I am more than enough, which I recommend to rewire your brain, it must resonate emotionally. Okay, this is a summary of what I was telling you. It must be repeated consistently with that emotion. Yeah, I need to rephrase that. Repeated consistently with emotion, with a positive emotion, and it must be anchored in believable language. If you don't see any circumstance that backs, what you're saying, then you're not going to get it. All right. Follow the system that I just showed you. Go back in the video and follow that system, and you will start building up trust and respect for yourself. We begin by that. And ideally, it should be paired with behavioral reinforcement. If you really want to see change in your life, then you must change your behavior. The way you behave is actually an affirmation. All right. You can say the words, I am a magnet, I am a money magnet, I am a love magnet, and you can be you can be behaving very differently from that affirmation. Your real affirmation is your behavior. That's why many people are confused, and they say that their affirmations, meaning their words, are not working because they are not actually solidifying, backing up their words with behavior. All right. And otherwise, yeah, if you don't do this, the brain perceives this as what I call cognitive dissonance. All right. Not only ignores it, but it may even resist it, will resist change. And what you resist, remember, persists in your life. So thank you so much. Really, really, really thank you. My name is José Castorena, and I really invite you, okay, to my masterclass, 3 keys to make your affirmations become real, totally for free, just very soon. If you're saying this afterwards, then you're going to see it in a recording, of course, but go there. It's totally free. And I invite you as well to get my ebook, The Affirmation Myth, where I am showing you all of this. And besides that, it's not only the ebook. I want to interact with you. I want to be in touch with you and get to know you, to know what you're living, your conditions right now, and let me help you change those conditions for the better. This is my job. This is my mission in life. And we will achieve all this conditioning our words, our inner dialogue, our conversations, and the way we speak and the way we communicate with the universe, because there is a code that the universe recognizes, and it's not the words, it is the words backed by your positive emotion. This I want to help you with. So download the ebook. I invite you to do that as well. You will see the link in the description, and I'll see you in the masterclass. See you there, and connect with me. Just connect with me. Contact me. I am really, really eager and so very willing to helping you achieve your goals and the life that you desire. Because believe me, if you watch your words will definitely show you the evidence. All right, show you the evidence in your life. You're creating your life, your reality as you speak. My name is José Castorena, and I'm so happy to serve you. See you in the next one, and thank you once again. Thank you so much. See you soon.